We're going to start to talk about the things around us in our house. So it's important that we go over some vocabulary first. First, let's start with the rooms in the house. We have la sala, la cocina, that has an S sound, el dormitorio, and el baño. Now the L and the la that you see in front of a lot of the words that are presented this way, that's telling you if this is male, masculine, or a feminine word. L or la means the. But a lot of times when we use these words, we're not going to say L or la, we're instead going to say a, or maybe more than one, two or three in front of the word, especially when you're talking about a house. So it's important to note that there are three versions of uno. There's going to be uno, the number one, un, or una. Un or una can be thought of as either one or a, like a house, a bathroom. The difference is uno is going to be used by itself. If somebody asks, do you have a house? Yes. Uno. You're saying one. The second that you use uno in front of a noun, that's when we have to use either un or una. So un is going to be used in front of a masculine noun, and una is going to be used in front of a feminine noun. So looking at our list here, baño is masculine. I can say un baño. And cocina is feminine, so I could say una cocina. Now, if it's plural, we have more options, unos or unas, which these are not specific. This is just more than one, a word like some or several, but it's not telling us exactly how many. We're not going to use these really in the chapter because in your house you typically know how many you have. Instead, we're just going to see these in the exercise we're going to do right now. Right now, we're going to look at numbers 1 through 8. We're going to read them, and we're going to add an adjective afterwards. Because in Spanish, the adjective is going to go after the noun. That's one thing we have to get used to. Noun plus the adjective. And then two more things are going to be that the adjective has to also match in gender. And the third thing is that it has to match in number. This is really quite difficult for us to get the hang of because we're not used to doing so much work when we add an adjective. But if you take a look at number 1 over here, we have una televisión, a television. The una is telling me that this is feminine. So when I go to put the color here, and you can see the color from the picture, it's going to be negro. I'm going to change negro to negra to reflect that. There's 3 things that you have to think about. So I'd like for you to go through number 2 through number 8, adding the colors behind it, and making sure that if your color ends in O, that you're putting the A version if it's something feminine, and that if it's plural, you're adding an S. So I'd like for you to go ahead and try that on your own, and I'm going to show you the answers in just a minute. So right now would be a good time to pause the video and to try this before you see the answers. Let's go ahead and take a look at the answers. For number 2, we have un sofa. Sofa just happens to be an irregular one, even though it ends in an A. It's going to be masculine. So I would say that that's definitely blanco. So I'm going to add here un sofa blanco. Then we have un refrigerador. I'd probably say that's rosado. Una mesa, maybe roja. Since mesa is feminine, I'm making sure that I change this to be feminine. I don't have to make it plural since we're talking about one. Una estufa, here's our estufa. I would say that this is grease. Now, let's take a look at the plurals. Unas sillas, they're not being specific about how many sillas. And I would say these colors, maybe for me, I would call this color, maybe it looks a little bit amarillo. But I'm going to make sure that I write amarillas, that I'm both changing it and adding an S, since I'm talking about a plural feminine object. Same with unas lámparas. There's 2 over here. And I'm going to add verdes. I don't have to change verde because it ends in an E. I do have to make it plural. Unas mesas de noche, down here in the bedroom. Cafes, they look brown to me. Again, ends in E, so I don't have to make it an A, but I do have to add an S. So hopefully, even if you didn't get all of those correct, you can see how the adjective has to match the noun's gender, and if it's plural or singular, and it has to go after the noun, not in front of it like we do in English. That's going to be it for this video.